Fine, I'll do it. I understand. Christmas is coming, you live isolated from every normal human being because snow biome is your favorite. Just come closer and I'll show you some terraforming and small nature builds that will bring at least some light into this really sad biome. So let's start by looking at 5 different tundra pine tree styles. For the first one, we want to place living leaf walls in a triangle shape. While not covering too much, we take pine tree blocks and place them on top of the shape we just made. And oh boy, it is hammer time, baby. You take a hammer of any sort and you just hammer the tree into a shape you want. Last time I checked, trees didn't float, so place a boreal fence behind the tree stump or whatever it's called and paint it brown. And there you go. Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. Yeah. For the next pine tree style, start by using the living wood Sorry for the bothering sound. This puppy is quite the God freaking clouds, man. Anyhow, come at the back. Yeah, I gotta show you something worth checking out. So, Opera GX, which is our today's sponsor, has created actually quite an amazing web browser which, apart from being extremely beautiful, for example allows you to limit not only the bandwidth used but also limit how much RAM and processor power it's eating. This can massively help and reduce lag if you're playing games while listening to some music online in the background. Talking about music, Opera GX has integrated all your favorite audio streaming services and all of them can be played in the background. The audio also stops as soon as you start watching YouTube videos, for example, which is freaking awesome if you ask me. One of the other amazing features in my opinion is definitely the sidebar here, which aside from other functions lets you browse, for example, Messenger, WhatsApp, Telegram or Vkontakte, and trust me when I say it, there's no faster way to soothe our urge to tell Timmy how much he's hated other than with the help of Opera GX and integrated Discord. If that wasn't enough, Opera GX is also available on your freaking phone, just get that. So don't think twice and get Opera GX with the link that's in the video's description and send love letters to Timmy at any time while surfing the web. Wait, that was my... Wow. Very good thing I know where he lives. Anyway, where was I? Place some living wood here. Now with the help of pine tree blocks, we create little skirts for the wood poles we just made. Without overdoing it, place living leaf walls in the biggest gaps next to the pine tree blocks. Now take out your trusty sledgehammer and hammer the pine tree blocks into a little more random shape. Once you're done touching skirts of the fresh trees you've just made, it's time to actuate them, every single block you've placed. And you're done with your beautiful yet horrifying looking pine trees that are actually realistic. Wow. Now for a bigger tree, take some spooky wood walls and place them in a tree trunk shape and place some rich mahogany fences on top. Now that that's done, place some living mahogany and regular wood blocks in one continuous but somewhat random shape. Now smooth out the tiles with a hammer and paint both tiles and walls with brown paint. And here comes living leaf walls in a Christmas tree shape on top of the trunks we just made. I think we can agree that this looks like crap at the moment, so let's just place living leaf tiles on top of the wall shape we just made in a couple of, again, continuous shapes. You hear that sound? Yeah, it's hammer time again. So instead of making a bunch of small holes, try making long continuous lines / gaps with the leaf tiles. Now once again we place actuators and actuate every single thing we placed. And there you go. Now if you think that they're too long, go ahead and make them shorter, bigger or smaller. Size doesn't matter. Now let's finish off the tree section with a wall of trees. So to create their stumps, use living wood wand and place a single tile 4 to 3 blocks apart. Now we take out the pine tree blocks again and we create something similar to small Christmas trees, I guess. Now we try our best and create a similar triangle shape in the background but using leaf walls. Since obviously without texture it does look bad, let's fix that with some living leaf tiles on top of the walls, and again it's the balance that makes it work, so don't cover up too much. And here comes the best part, we make things pointier and a bit more random with a hammer. Now it's time to place actuators and actuate everything we've done so far. Now we both are not stupid, we basically see the trees just swimming in air, so let's fix that by taking some living leaf walls and placing them next to the stumps with some gaps and smother them with shadow paint.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't.
We're done with that, by the way, we're moving on. To make large open areas less boring, mix slush blocks, snow and snow walls, while of course not forgetting the hammer. While this is optional, you can now create tree stumps by actuating brown painted living wood tiles and boreal wood fences on the ground. And voila, something that once was a forest, aka Deerclops was here. Now for the last little build, combine sandstone with slush blocks that surround a little or medium-sized hole. And since this ain't no desert, paint the sandstone grey and use a hammer to give everything a little more life. Now we just take a water bucket and fill the hole with water. Place glass or frozen platforms above and hammer them to create a less even line. Now all that's left is to touch things up with more snow walls and grey paint underneath the sandstone. And there you go, bud. You're left with a frozen rocky pond or a river if you like. You can use brown painted and actuated platforms like bone to create small twigs which add more detail to your trees. And lastly, if your trees are big enough, if you know what I mean, you can go ahead and find some space and use cloud blocks and walls to create patches of snow.